The concept of global warming it leads me right into our next speaker, who knows a little bit about global warming and cooling roofs. Turns out that Hashem Akbari and I spoke a moment ago, and he told me that the temperature of your roof can help influence the temperature of the globe. I don't understand quite what you mean.
Oh, it is fairly simple. Basically, the radiation of the sun that it is incident on the surface, if it is absorbed by the surface, is being trapped as a heat and helps to heat the globe. If it is being reflected, it reflects back to the space and it keeps the globe cooler. As an example, just to have a rough idea, for every 1,000 square feet of roof area that you turn from a dark color into white color, it is equivalent to not emitting 10 tons of CO2. So
10 tons?
10 tons of CO2. It's one-time effect, it's not per year. And so for a typical house in the United States, around 2,000 square feet of roof area, if you turn your roof white, you are offsetting about 20 tons of CO2. And of course, if you do not want to go white, if you want to go to light color or cool colored materials, that if I have the opportunity to talk about it, then you would be able to be as half effective as possible.
Sure, our roofs are all dark, or at least a lot of them are, it seems like. Is that contributing to global heating?
It does. It does contribute to your air conditioning bills. A house with a dark roof has, take my word, has about $100 to $200 more per year on air conditioning bill. It helps. It helps it worsens the air quality problem in the city. It creates urban heat islands. It has it deteriorates comfort, and now it also, you're finding out that the dark roofs around the world are probably causing about 1 year of global warming.
So, well, what color should we turn our roofs? So should we all just go out and paint our roofs white?
No. Historically, people in very hot climates that they didn't have air conditioning, they had to survive in those kind of conditions, such as Mediterranean, Middle East. How they did that? They basically whitewashed their buildings, and then during the night they were able to, through the mass of the building, to keep their building cooler, and during the day making sure that they reflect most of the incoming radiation. For a typical American, the best thing to do is that if your house needs air conditioning during the summer, and you also are worried about the increased potential heating during the winter, don't worry. If you turn your roof into white or lighter color, on the net you would save money. If you do not need air conditioning, don't worry about having a white roof. If you are thinking about putting air conditioning, first consider putting a white roof and then an air conditioner.
My neighbors are going to look at this roof and they're going to say, holy gads.
I actually beg to differ with you on that one. There are, if you go to Bermuda, you would see the entire island has white roof. And we go there, vacation there, and I haven't seen anybody ever complaining about the white roof there. Or we go to Greece, you would find out that most islands there are all whitewashed every year or so. Nobody is complaining, and there is no air conditioning in those buildings.
Should we change building codes then? What does your research suggest?
Indeed, we are doing that. In California right now, every commercial building that it is being built, it is prescriptively required to have a white roof. And as of August of this year, all buildings in the hot climate regions in California, all residential buildings in hot climate regions are required to have cool colored roof. Cool colored materials are the materials that are identical in color, but they stay a lot cooler during the sun, under the sun, because they reflect the invisible part of the sun's light.
So the roof could look dark, but actually be light.
That is exactly the case, and here is an example of such material that this particular house is a test house in Sacramento that we have tested. It does have cool colored brown, so it is a reality in the market, and it reflects the invisible part of the solar spectrum. So in a way, if you are a smart engineer, you can design a jet black surface with a reflectivity of 50%. And here are some materials that are right now in the market. These are two blacks, a standard black with a reflectivity of 4%, cool black with a reflectivity of 40%. So if you put this thing under a hot, sunny August day, you would find out that this cool black is about 35 degrees cooler than the hot black. We have materials right now in tiles, metals, and shingles that are available in the market.
The idea then is if we can re-roof America, we can help reduce global warming and reduce the demand for electricity and power use, correct?
Exactly. Actually, about all the techniques that right now is being proposed to immediately combat global warming, in our humble opinion, cool roof is the only technology that offers you energy savings, it offers you comfort and better air quality, and cools the world while putting money in your pocket. And it is not solving all the problems of the global warming, but it buys you precious time in order to put our act together and try to curb our CO2 emissions.
Does Stephen Chu know this? You know, he's the new energy secretary.
Not only he knows that, but he's a converter. He believes that, and in a recent meeting I've been told that he had raised that this issue, that some of these simple technologies, United States should lead the effort in order to make it happen. Within the weekend, me and my colleague, Professor Rosenfeld, who is right now a commissioner at the California Energy Commission, we're working on a plan to the State Department to find out, to develop a proposal of how for the United States lead the world in order to create the first 100 cool cities in the world.
How much energy, how much heat, I guess, how much heat do we get from these, you call them heat islands in our cities? How much heat is produced there?
It is a very, very small amount. Remember that when we are talking about the global warming, we are thinking about 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the cool roof contribution is about 1/100th of that amount. But remember that 1/100th of that amount, that's such a small amount, is sufficient to delay global warming by 1.5 years. So it is, in terms of the contribution to global warming, is small, as is everything else. This light bulb, a single car, everything has a very small contribution. But collectively, world is emitting about 25 to 30 gigaton of CO2 per year. And cool cities have the potential of reducing these emissions in the equivalent term by 44 gigaton.
Would it be expensive to do that to our houses?
No, absolutely not. The many material comes in different colors. As an example, if you are buying shingles, your friendly contractor comes to your house with an assortment of colored shingles and says which one you want. And if you happen to select a white shingle versus a dark shingle, there you go immediately by saving the globe and also reducing your air conditioning bill. And if you really want to do a good job, is that at the time that comes for the next roof change or major repair on the roof, think about that a white or a cool roof it can be used, and it lowers your AC bill and improves your indoor comfort, lowers outdoor ambient temperature during the summer, and improves smog, and also cools the globe and delays global warming. And 1,000 square feet of roof area is equal to 10 tons of less CO2 emissions.
Thank you. The Akbari Construction Company will be taking bids right after. No. Thank you.